I man say morning from 86. I man say morning from 86. Wherever you might be, in a church and university. Oh, Lord. Yeah, 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 yeah. Mister, I got the spirit of the most high. Yes, give thanks and praise to the most high, Jah, for life, the single most precious gift. Yes, and give thanks and praises to Jah for love, the single most greatest energy ever. Yeah, yeah. Giving thanks to life, my people, and hoping that all my human family, knowing that we're one humanity, that you would have had a wonderful night. Yes, a wonderful day yesterday, and hopefully we embarking on another wonderful day again today. The day is already wonderful, it's already a great day, as my brethren would say. Yes, we're just trying to, align ourselves with the day that the Lord has made, you know what I mean? Spiritually, objectively trying to be our brothers and sisters keeper, knowing that self is as much as important as the collective. So the vibration is what? Spirituality and resilience, one of the same. When you have spirituality, when you understand yourself spirituality, then you shall know that you'll reap the benefits as we talked about yesterday, and we said we're going to expound on it today. Again, oh la 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 la. I man say morning in the church. I man say morning wherever you might be. Morning from A to Z. Love is always the energy. We love you all equally. All right, yeah, 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 yeah. We're one humanity. Well, this is not about perfection. It's the one human connection, my people. So wherever you are in this universe at right about now, you know what I mean? Some of you might be feeling down. Some of you might be feeling even out of it. Some of you might be feeling broken. You know what I mean? Yes, based on life challenges. Some of you might be feeling up and buoyant and happy and nice. It's all relative. Because even when you're feeling happy and buoyant and upbeat, you still need the spirit of the Most High, because one shall never be complacent. You understand? Yes. So we always need to fill up the cup with the spirit of the Most High. And that's why we're soldiering on and journeying on with this vibration. It's the love vibration. It's one human connection, and we are one human nation. Blessings and love. Spirituality is the focus this morning, and the chant, what we're going to chant this morning is Soldier Man. Yes, soldiering on. So whether it's just a soul spiritual soldier, whether you're a female or a male, it doesn't matter. You know what I mean? We're just all spiritual soldiers, and we're just trying to, become our best spiritual self. Yes? And it's within our spirituality that we are strongest. Yes, just please and know that. All right? It's the drive life into the modern day plantation. Love is always vibration. Love is one human nation. Oh, la, 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 la. So as we say, this is not a religious vibration, it's a spiritual vibration. So it doesn't matter whether you're Muslim. It doesn't matter whether you're Christian. It doesn't matter whether you're Baptist, Methodist. It doesn't matter whether you're Catholic. It doesn't matter whether you're Jew. It doesn't matter whether you're Hindu. It doesn't matter whether you're white, you're pink, you're black, or blue. We know that we're one human being, and we're talking to each of you. You know what I mean? So we know that religion, we always say, religion is the gateway and spirituality is the yard. Literally, because we're trying to give an understanding that religion, even though it's important, very important religion, however, it's narrow. So it's the gateway to spirituality. A lot of us who have become spiritual and understand ourselves spiritually, we would have gone through a lot of exposure with regards to religion, you know? And so we grew up with some exposure of religious activity, you know, be it Methodist, and that's where I grew up. I grew up in the Methodist church, and then I went on and attended a Baptist high school. Yes, and that's a school that was merged. It's called Fairview. That was merged with the Baptist College. You know what I mean? And so that's when I got even a deeper exposure to religious activities then. And that portion of it, the Fairview portion, actually did it for me, and it made me become more reverent. It made me live with more reverence, you know what I mean, and a greater understanding of my spiritual self. So I'm ever, you know, grateful to my upbringing, you know what I mean, and so it's the Methodist, then the Baptist. Then at the same time, while the Baptist was going on, there was the Rastafarian vibration. You know what I mean? It was Bob Marley, the chief among them, plus others. But Bob Marley is the chief, you know what I mean? And then I had neighborhood Rastafarians at the time growing up with, you know what I mean? And then also, it was in the rural part of Jamaica, Hanover, so where we had to, you know, go there with my grandparents, and they were very, very integral in this shaping of me as a spiritual soldier as well. You know what I mean? Because they were honest, disciplined, hardworking, you know, soldiers. Yeah, my grandmother was a cleaner. Yes, at an agricultural school, and my grandfather, you know, was also a lay worker, you know, at that same agricultural school, and they had a little S90 uh, bike. It was a 50, like a moped 50 first, and then the S90 that my grandfather rode daily, and my grandmother was on the back of that bike, you know, and that was like a routine, religious, every day to work. Yes. My grandmother was a churchical lady, but my grandfather wasn't that quite a churchical individual, you know. You know, we know we're saying churchical, you know, we know that's such a word, but you know what we mean, all right? Blessings and love. So yes, so just a little synopsis. And at Fairview, there was a gentleman, still he is in the physical today, Mr. Fraser, and you know, one of my teachers, and Mr. Black. You know, those two gentlemen, particularly Mr. Fraser, and other teachers as well. But Mr. Fraser, you know, for me, it's in the rare air of the spiritual influence, you know, today. You know what I mean? He's a dedicated, devout Christian, Baptist as well. You know what I mean? And exemplary lifestyle. Yes, married, has kids, very quiet, and at the same time, very loud. So quiet in his behaviors in terms of, you know, you even when he's preaching, you hardly, you know what I mean, hear him. But in terms of his life, the way he lives, it's as loud as, I'm telling you, very, very impactful for me at least. And I'm sure for a lot of individuals, no less his kids, his biological kids. Let me put that in there. You know what I mean? Because I mean, we're talking about spirituality beyond the biological now. So yes, so then there is, so that's the exposure, the gateways, religion, and then we move into spirituality. And so I am, you can call me a Christafarian. You know, a Christafarian. So I am more a Rastafarian than I am a Christian, because of my lifestyle, because of the focus that I realize that lifestyle is not as superficial as we make it out to be. A matter of fact, it is not superficial, because your lifestyle is really you. You know, what you do, even the clothes you wear, You know what I mean? And in Rasta world, we try to be modest. You know what I mean? So we don't, you know, we try to be modest, meaning simplify the whole thing, including our attire, you know, our daily dress code. Yes. And so yes. And so so for me, so it's what you wear, it's what you eat, you know what I mean? Making sure the foods that you eat, what you put in, is healthy. Little to no salt, little to no fats, little to no sugar. Yes. And you know what you say, how you live, the words. I used to, back in the day when I was losing my spiritual focus at some point in time, you know what I mean? Every other word I used to use was a swear word. And once I regain my spiritual focus, yes, we eliminate those things. You know, sometimes when I go on the ball field, sometimes I get a little irritable, and every now and again a little word comes out, and I kind of reprimand myself and refocus and redirect myself. Because you know what? It's not perfection, it's the perfect imperfection, one human connection. Yes. So spirituality, my friend, is that wider understanding, wider levity, you know what I mean, of an an understanding and an embracing of who we are deeper than the physical self. Yes. Knowing that um even in death, whenever that comes, when we talk about the transition from the physical, you know what I mean, and then it's almost like, what's next? Because all we're left with now is memories when we have our brothers and sisters transitioning it, you know, from the physical into this only the spiritual. So now we have memories, and that's why we have to protect this life and we have to treat it right, because memories are a big portion of really who we are. You know what I mean? And so that's what we're creating here, memories. And what kind of memories are we trying to create? Are good, you know, I know it's all relative. Yes, but there is such a thing as good memories, bad memories, in the sense that, you know, what side of the aisle are you wanting to align with? Once you understand your spiritual self, yes, you know what I mean. So we're talking about killing for no reason. We're talking about, you know what I mean, fornication, adultery. Yes, righteousness is a levels that we're trying to exemplify and to set examples so others might follow suit. Yes, we're talking about peaceful living. We're talking about you know what I mean, just trying to be disciplined and regulate. We experience all kinds of emotions. Yes, I experience rage, I experience anger, but within my spiritual self, within this body, when I tap into my deeper self, then I shall muscle up and I shall summon all the discipline and regulate and allow the good to transmit and manage the bad and keep that, you know, under control. Yes, blessing, spiritual discipline is what we're talking about. Yes. And just quickly before I do the chant, and this is Soldier Ann, you know. Soldier, Souljah. Yes. Yesterday I saw one of my clients. It's a young lady, about 20 years old. I mean, it comes in, and I'm doing a psychiatric evaluation with her. And you know, she was very, you know, negative in her behavior. Obviously, she's struggling with mood swings. You know, as they say, they call it bipolar, as in the psychiatric field. But it's a challenge of mood swings, mood fluctuations. And she was allowing, there was just no regulation, and she was allowing her mood swings to just dictate what she did. And you know, it was just loud and impulsive and all these kinds of things, and I had to redirect her, and ended up having a very good session, because, you know what I mean, I tried to redirect her and using the spirit of the Most High Jah as a more experienced soldier. Yes, blessings. So hear the chant right about now, a little bit chanting time. And it was, oh la 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 la. A soldier man, one soldier man. A soldier man, one soldier man. I So many times I feel broken, yet I hold on and soldier on. That I'm walking, I know now that I'm a soldier man. Hey, soldier man, go and hold on. Soldier man, go and soldier on. Soldier man, alright. Well, all me human family gather, my mother, my father, my sister, my brother, no worry yourself, I make life harder. Put your trust in the Almighty Father to never disorder back into other sadness and happiness, which one you rather so many times. With them come after one or cheat, I like a lamb to the slaughter. Face me sadness, face me laughter, face me child, and face me disaster. Through the thick, through the thin, and shall remain me master. And through all this struggle in him, take time and to a greener pastor. Know that you're a soldier anytime you get to know Jah. Anytime you get to know Jah. So many times I feel broken, yet I hold Jah and soldier and God I'm walking I know now that I'm a soldier man. Hey, soldier man. Soldier man, go on, soldier man, alright. From your God soul you're cruising. Ain't got no soul you're losing. Only just soul so amusing. Only just all we choosing. Yes. Make sure you got just soul, or else you lose control. It's only just soul will make the good times roll. Whether you're young or you old, please choose your soul. Oh la la, la. So many times I feel broken, yet I hold on and soldier on. Glad I'm walking, I know now that I'm a soldier man. Hey, soldier man, one soldier man, soldier man, soldier woman, soldier man, soldier woman, soldier. Ah, yeah, 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 yeah. Yes, hasta mañana. Until then, cuídate. This is the end of another iteration of the Love Drive live into the modern day plantation. You know, we're one human nation. Love is always the vibration. Tomorrow it's the last morning for this week because we'll be traveling over to California to a funeral. You know what I mean? Yes, and they say it's a funeral. It's a celebration of my brother's life. Yes, and he has transitioned into the spiritual from the physical, you know? And so tomorrow again, we're focusing again on spirituality in different dimensions. And, you know, people might look at it and say, you know, we're rambling and ramble. That was a kind of a ramble. Yes, you might look at it like that. But you know what? Ramble and scramble. But, you know, this is the preamble. Yes, and this is Jah Almighty's spirit. You know what I mean? We're showcasing the spirit. Yes. Vibration, positive vibrations, love vibrations. Until then, we say, Cuidate, take care. We say, bendiciones, blessings. We say, Dios te bendiga, Jah be with you all. We say, we say, what? Vida larga, larga vida, long life. We also say, Sino Chata Haganada, which is nothing try, nothing done. Blessings, let the loving come. Drop all the guns. Yes, life over death, we say. Let's prolong life. Longevity. Yes, let's go for it, my people. Blessings and love. Spirituality, resilience. Maintain the spiritual loving presence. Love the item. Yeah,